Okay, our budget challenge credit cards quiz that we took together in pairs today. Just going to throw this up here. First of all, select the most likely outcome of making only on time. So they're on time. We're meeting the billing period, the due date. We're only making minimum payments to a credit card of the balance for an entire year. Now, I'm hoping that when you see minimum payments for an entire year, that like raises red flags in your mind, like, well, that's going to make my credit report maybe not too bad, but what about my credit card balance? Well, if you're making minimum payments, you're probably making most of your payments toward interest. And I showed a graphic here last week about if you had a $10,000 balance and it was at 18% interest, and every month you paid off 2% of that balance, 2% every month. It would take you 30 years, 30 years to pay off the balance with a total payments of $35,000. Or original balance you owed was $10,000. $25,000 of that would have been in interest only. So again, going back to the adage of pay it off every month, don't carry a balance over. And making the minimum payment may make you feel like you're being financially responsible, as you will see in the Secret History of the Credit Card movie, but it is getting you in financial difficulty. Okay. Number 2, Mary is an authorized user on her parents' credit card. What may happen if Mary doesn't use the credit in a responsible way? If she is an authorized user on her credit card, that is going to get reported to the the credit reporting agencies in both Mary and her parents' name. So in this case, both of their credit could be damaged. This is why you have to be very careful about either putting someone on your credit card to make their credit look better. They can actually hinder the person that, in this case, the parents, could impact their credit score. Or this whole notion of co-signing a loan. Bad deal. And if you want to talk to me about co-signing a loan in the terms of jointly and severally liable, be my guest, but it's not a good deal. Okay. Next, we have a typical balance on Lucy's credit card is $750, and the interest rate APR is 16%. How much interest would you expect Lucy to be charged in a typical month? Okay, now that's what we're talking about here. I'm just going to annotate over the top of this. All righty. We are talking what? We're talking my pen stopped working. That's what we're talking. I'm going to see if it can come back. We have a couple factors up here. We have a 16% interest rate. We have $750 in a typical monthly balance, okay? But here we have this thing about an interest rate, APR. When we say APR, we're talking annual percentage rate. Annual percentage rate. 99% of interest rates are expressed as annual rates, although most loans, credit card, car, house, whatever, are paid monthly. Okay? So, first step is let's convert our 16% into a decimal. Then, let's convert our annual rate over 12 months to a single month by dividing by 12, and then multiply by your credit card balance to come up with $10. Okay. And again, we would call this, on the credit card, they don't necessarily call it interest, they call it a finance charge. $10. Now, $10 may not seem like much to you because most people carry way more than $750, and their interest can be not just in the hundreds, it can be in the thousands. Okay? All right. Moving on. That was number 3. Number 4, suppose you have 2 credit cards. The first has a balance of $750. of 415 and a credit limit of 1,000, excuse me. And the second has a balance of 215 and a credit limit of 750. What is your overall credit utilization? Okay, all righty. Well, let me fire up my annotation here again. See what we can come up with. Alrighty, let me hold on here. Something's not quite right. Pausing for effect. I don't think I was supposed to close out my previous screen there. So we got 16, 26, 36, 46, and 56. Okay. And again, credit utilization is something that we talked about in quite great length when we were into Budget Challenge. All right. So when we talk about credit utilization percentage, this is how much of our credit card balance have we used up. Now, a low credit utilization is your goal, although as a young person, you kind of want to shoot for like 30% per month, so you're charging enough on the card to develop some sort of a credit history. But again, if you're going to put money on your credit card, make sure 100% you're paying it off every month. Your credit utilization percentage is what is my credit card balance at any point in time divided by my credit card limit. Credit card balance divided by credit card limit. Well, my balance on the first card is 415. My balance on the second card is 215. That's my numerator. I got a spare mark over here, by the way. My denominator is my credit balance on the first card of 1,000, or my credit limit, credit limit on my first card is 1,000. My credit limit on the second card is 750. Add the numerator, 630. Add the denominator, 1750. If you divide those, you're going to come up with 0.36. Convert to a percentage, and we've got 36%. Okay. All righty. Jerry lost his credit card. Instead of reporting it right away, he decides to continue looking for it, believing he could find it. Some time passes, and after 2 weeks, he logs into the account activity and sees a recent $500 internet purchase made by someone else. He then calls to report his card stolen. How much of the $500 charge is Jerry at risk for having to pay? Well, from the credit card standpoint, even 2 weeks is like a reasonable amount of time, especially if he thought he could find it. Okay, now if he waits months, maybe not so much. And ordinarily, and this is the nice thing about using a credit card instead of a debit card, which comes out of your bank account. A credit card is actually more secure when you use it online. Again, another advantage of having a credit card. So ordinarily, the most he would lose in the case of credit card fraud, which, by the way, young person, good chance that sometime in your lifetime you will become the victim of credit card fraud sometime down the road. And especially lately with people ordering on Amazon like crazy during COVID times, this is where having a credit card is not only more convenient, but it's actually more secure. Now, I'm not like singing the praises of credit cards all the time here, just so parents might see this and go, oh, you're giving my kids terrible information. No, if you can't pay it off every month, then cut it up, get rid of it, whatever. All right. And also, don't take financial advice from broke people. So in this case, the worst that could happen for Jerry ordinarily would be, under consumer credit laws, a $50 charge would be the most he would have to pay out of his own pocket. That's the worst. However, in this case, because it was an internet purchase that was somebody made online, in the case of an internet purchase, he will have to pay zero. He doesn't have to pay anything. The whole thing will be covered. On my case, years ago, I had my credit card number stolen at a local unnamed restaurant. It was the only place I used it locally. And I know that's where somebody picked off my credit card number and my security code on the back and ordered $400 of women's clothing. Okay? In that case, I reported it stolen, and I went and filed a police report. And again, because it was internet purchases, I didn't have to pay anything. All right. So that's our little review of the Budget Challenge Credit Review Quiz. And I hope you enjoyed that and found it enlightening. And again, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, like, but Reardon, what about this? What about that? Or I heard about this, or I faced this, or whatever, please let me know. That would be awesome. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.